Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the case of Amy Carlson and the Love Has Won cult? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put a link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll look at the background of this case, then move to my analysis. Amy Carlson was born on November 30, 1975, in a small town near Wichita, Kansas. Her parents separated when she was young. In 1984, her mother remarried and moved to Oklahoma City. For a while, Amy went back and forth between her mother and father. Eventually, Amy moved to Dallas, Texas, and then to Houston, Texas. In school, she performed well academically. Amy was a straight A student. Over time, however, her behavior deviated from societal norms. One of her favorite activities became discussing bizarre ideas like starships. By the time she was in her early 20s, Amy had been married 3 times and had 3 children with 3 different fathers. To make a living, she worked as a manager at a McDonald's restaurant in Houston, Texas. Starting sometime around the age of 30, Amy became interested in New Age beliefs and communicated with others who shared similar interests. Eventually, she connected online with a man named Robert, who introduced the idea that Amy was a deity. Amy embraced this role. Starting sometime around 2006, she gave herself the title Mother God. In December of 2007, Amy left her family and her job to start a new full-time career as a deity. She moved to Colorado to live with Robert. They started their own religious belief system called the Galactic Federation of Light, but eventually used the name Love Has Won. This group would transform into a cult, with Amy as the leader. In 2009, the couple started uploading videos to YouTube. Robert went by the name Father God. Amy had several different romantic relationships with men over the years. All her lovers were referred to as Father God. In 2014, Amy recruited her first true cult follower, a man named Miguel Lamboy. The cult started to grow due to its social media presence. It expanded to between 12 and 20 regular members. The cult was able to earn money through several different methods. For example, donations came into the cult from all over the world to support Mother God. The cult sold various New Age products, including crystals, vitamin supplements, and colloidal silver. They also offered a service called etheric surgery. They claimed the service could remove negative energy from the body. They charged $88 a session. As it turns out, it did not remove negative energy, but it did remove the $88. Those who paid the cult money believed that Amy was the mother of all creation, but they apparently never asked themselves why she needed their money. Why didn't she simply create the money? I guess she was tired from creating the universe. Between 2014 and 2018, the cult moved around a bit. They spent time not only in Colorado, but Oregon, California, and Florida. They eventually settled in Crestone, Colorado. In 2018, a cult member named Jason became Amy's lover, and therefore was called Father God. He was the last person who would occupy this prestigious position in the cult. Uploading videos continued to be a popular activity for the cult members. A subgroup of members who called themselves the First Contact Ground Crew Team would record for hours each day. By this point, Amy rarely made personal appearances on camera. She said her vibration level was so high that low vibration viewers would blow up if they saw her. This, of course, would be an undesirable outcome, mostly because of the exploding part. In August of 2020, the cult moved to Hawaii. The local residents were not too happy to see them. The house the cult was staying in was attacked with rocks and eggs. Locals also broke windows and damaged an SUV. For some reason, law enforcement could not or would not act to protect the cult members. The mayor of the town negotiated the cult's departure, and the group fled Hawaii. They returned to Colorado in September of 2020. For some time leading up to this point, Amy was having severe physical health problems. She had lost a lot of weight was turning blue and had extreme mobility limitations. Cult members would carry her around because she was unable to walk. Amy told people that she was paralyzed from the waist down and that she had cancer. In April of 2021, Amy said that she had been ordered by the Galactics to travel to Oregon. Therefore, cult members took her to a hotel in the town of Ashland. The last time that any member outside of the cult saw Amy Carlson alive was April 10. According to cult members, she died on April 16. Amy Carlson was 45 years old. The group members were confused by the death of their leader. She was supposed to leave Earth in a starship or through a portal in the ocean. Despite her change of transport modalities, the cult members believed that she had ascended. This led to the unusual decision of transporting her body back to Crestone, Colorado. The residence they went to belonged to Miguel Lamboy. On April 28, 2021, Miguel went to the police and told them that he entered his residence after being gone for the day and found the body of Amy Carlson. The other cult members were there too. He claimed they did not have permission to be there. Law enforcement officers arrived at Miguel's residence and discovered Amy Carlson's mummified body in a sleeping bag wrapped in Christmas lights. The cult members had attempted to build some type of shrine. Amy's skin was blue. Her eyes were very deteriorated to the point where they looked like they were missing, and she had glitter around her eyes. Various charges were filed against several cult members in connection with Amy's body being in the residence, but eventually all the charges were dismissed. An autopsy revealed that Amy died from a combination of anorexia, consuming colloidal silver, and consuming alcohol. No foul play was involved in her death. Rather, her own behavior led to her demise. After the loss of their leader, the cult members continued with their lives. Some of the members were not ready for the party to be over. They launched other New Age endeavors on social media. For example, 2 cult members started a group called 5D Full Disclosure Group and created a New Earth transitory government. They wanted to make it to the golden age of the 5th dimension where time doesn't exist. One could argue that they have made it to a dimension where common sense doesn't exist, so they're partway there. Now moving to my analysis. Here are my thoughts on a few areas that stood out to me in this case. Item number 1. Let's take a look at the belief system developed and promoted by Amy Carlson. Love Has Won maintained an unusual belief system even for a cult. Essentially, their beliefs were based on several well-known conspiracy theories, New Age nonsense, and the idea that Amy was a deity. She referred to herself as Mother God, Mother Earth, Universal Mother, and Divine Mother. She was the creator of the universe and had existed for 19 billion years. In this incredible position of power, she was connected to all life and could feel the collective emotions of all humans. Her ministry started when angels told her to abandon her family and serve humanity. As if being the creator of the universe wasn't enough, Amy had other jobs throughout her 19 billion year tenure. For example, Amy believed she was the queen of the mythical lost continent of Lemuria. Despite being a deity, she went through a process of reincarnation. This happened 534 times. According to Amy, she had been a number of famous people throughout history, including Cleopatra, Jesus, Joan of Arc, and Marilyn Monroe. Amy said that she had spoken to the deceased actor Robin Williams, and in a past life, Donald Trump was her father. A key belief of the cult was that the world was a dangerous place. This is not surprising, considering how common paranoia is among conspiracy theorists. Amy believed that evil, alien lizard humanoids had conspired to keep the Earth in a low vibrational state. In this regard, Love Has Won was kind of like a New Age version of QAnon. The evildoers had tried to assassinate her almost 600 times, but she foiled their plans. The cult members were particularly worried about Amy dying because they believed that if she died, the entire planet would die as a result. She was like a human self-destruct button. Amy did not leave her followers out to dry with this whole reptile problem. Rather, she had a solution. Not surprisingly, This solution was Amy Carlson. She would save the world through a peculiar mechanism. Namely, her body functioned as a filtration system which would cleanse the world of negative energy and low vibrations. She was like a deity strength HEPA filter. At some point in the near future, Amy intended on leading the 144,000 into a new mystical fifth dimension. The number 144,000 has significance in many religions. For example, it is featured 3 times in the book of Revelation. This number was also invoked in the notorious Lori Vallow case. It sounds like Amy and Lori were competing for the same job. Amy claimed that she received messages through her body shaking. She declared that she had earned a level of full consciousness which far exceeded what an ordinary person could ever achieve. Ruling her kingdom with an iron fist was important to Amy. She was not a fan of free will. Her mission was to remove free will from humanity and restore divine will and universal laws. Amy's followers needed to bow down before her every command. If they didn't, they represented the enemy and would be destroyed. When Amy wasn't threatening to annihilate her followers, she was promoting her ability to heal any illness. Item number 2, Love Has Won was clearly a cult. For example, Amy allegedly encouraged sleep deprivation, allowing members to sleep for only 4 or 5 hours a night. She had been accused of brainwashing them and of committing fraud. Amy demanded obedience and indoctrinated members using a bizarre belief system. In May of 2020, one of the Love Has Won cult members was found wandering through the wilderness. The individual did not have any clothing, was dehydrated, and disoriented. The cult described this person as being on the wrong side of the mountain and not having the right energy. Amy also employed a classic cult technique with the Love Has Won members. She caused turmoil and mistrust in the group by having them participate in an exercise where they would accuse each other of wrongdoing. This is pretty much right from the Aspiring Cult Leader's Handbook. Item number 3, Amy Carlson appeared to have a severe substance use problem. She drank excessive amounts of alcohol on a regular basis. Many of the videos that featured Amy captured her drinking alcohol. Amy told the group members that alcohol was okay, but drugs were not. This is a curious philosophy, considering that alcohol is a drug, and Amy also used drugs. I think substance use represented Amy's true love. This is what she really lived for. Item number 4, what were Amy's personality traits? Amy Carlson was described as impulsive, irresponsible, cold, callous, lazy, greedy, paranoid, always needing to be the center of attention, highly sexually motivated, and as possessing no maternal instinct. When she was a teenager, she lost weight in order to become more attractive. The strategy was successful, and she had many potential romantic partners. Amy had a lot of difficulty maintaining romantic relationships. There is this sense that she was always looking for the next thrill. She was a high sensation seeker. Before her life derailed, Amy appeared to be career-oriented to some extent. She wanted to move up at McDonald's. One could argue that she gave up on that dream after investing in New Age beliefs, but there is another way to view it. She went from being a manager at McDonald's to being a deity. She didn't give up on her dream. She expanded her dream. Item number 5, what do I think happened in this case? This is just a theory, my opinion. Amy Carlson had a number of antisocial, narcissistic, borderline, and histrionic traits. She may have had some type of cluster B personality pathology. In addition, she had some schizotypal and paranoid traits, which are from cluster A. She had magical thinking, odd beliefs, unusual perceptual experiences, paranoia, and eccentric behavior. All her traits played a role in her misfortune. Her investment in New Age nonsense was consistent with magical thinking. This belief system led her to making money by selling fake remedies, which is antisocial behavior. She used the money to gain access to substances. Here we see impulsivity. Amy used her physical attractiveness to gain multiple romantic partners. This ties in with attention-seeking behavior. She justified her demanding nature by pretending to be a deity. This is connected to grandiosity, a belief that one is special, and a sense of entitlement. She believed she was taking on all the suffering of the world. Amy claimed that her level of pain was 50 out of 10. This is simply a reminder that she wasn't good at math. Amy had found a way to get everything that she wanted without having to work hard. She beat the system by founding her own religion and putting herself in the top position. Now moving to my final thoughts. One of the most curious components of this case is how Amy Carlson's death was caused by 3 different elements: the impulsivity-fueled alcohol use, the attention-seeking fueled lack of food intake, and the magical thinking fueled consumption of a fake remedy for illnesses. Amy Carlson believed in conspiracies involving alien lizard humanoids, but her own traits conspired against her to cause her demise. Unfortunately, Amy surrounded herself with people who unwisely followed her instructions, despite the fact that she was clearly suffering from mental health symptoms. They could have stopped her final ascension, but her own manipulation skills guaranteed that love would not win. Those are my thoughts on the case of Amy Carlson and the Love Has Won cult. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comment section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching. She was like a deity strength. She was like a deity strength HEPA filter. 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 At some point in the near